Hi everyone, this is a short tutorial for the onboarding e-invoicing integration process, which help you to better understand the e-invoicing quick setup in Express 365. There are 4 items to cover in this tutorial: tax information entry setup, new payment method setup, change in Forex setup, e-invoice onboarding. Tax information entry setup, such as the TIN information of the company and team information of the customer or supplier. Firstly, user can set up the company profile under the setting to fill up the important information, such as registration number with respective type, and user required to select the indicator, for example, BRN, IC, passport, or etc. Mandatory fields: registration number, for example, BRN, passport, TIN. Tax identification number for e-invoice submissions. Bank account numbers. Tourism registration number, if applicable. Otherwise, user unable to submit the invoice without the TIN number, and system will lead user back to the company profile setup screen to complete the field. Next, the user required to register customer or supplier with some simple setup. User must fill up the customer or supplier basic info, TIN number, as well as filling up the ID type to indicate the customers and suppliers, whether they are using the BRN or IC or passport or any other selection. All these columns are important for user to fill up in order to smooth the process when user submit the invoice. Customer profiles. Go to Sales, Manage, Customers. Create new customer. Added fields to capture TIN and document type. Required to select tick to indicate government agencies or institutions without a TIN. Accommodating entities exempt from standard tax requirement. System will auto-assign specific TIN for this selection. Sales tax exemption certificates can be attached. Supplier profiles. Go to Purchases, Manage, Suppliers. Create new suppliers. Similar updates as customers. Self-billing invoices require the supplier's TIN. Next, the payment method setup. Go to Setting, Payment method. User create a new payment method despite the default method that is ready. Whenever user create a new company and they can choose the default method, or adding new category of payment method at the payment method setup. After created new category of payment method, user can go to Purchases, Make Payment, Make New Payment, and select the new added payment method from the options. The new payment category option also reflected at Receive Payment option. Just take note if the new added payment method is being used. This payment method will be permanently listed at the option and cannot be removed from the payment method setup screen. Next, foreign currency setup. It is a simple and easy setup which following the ISO standard. User can go to Setting, Foreign Currency to set up the Forex. For example, user can add a new one by selecting the code for currency which follow ISO standard. Please take note that user is not able to input any random code. After this, user can click on the Get Rate button, and the currency rate will auto-generate. The currency rate is based on the rate on the date selected by user. After that, user can choose the currency option at the sales invoice page, and the amount will auto-convert accordingly. Next, the e-invoice onboarding process. This guide walks you through the onboarding process, new system features, and user actions required to set up and manage the e-invoicing system effectively. There are user access control in this process, whereby only users with administrator role can access the e-invoicing integration setup. Non-admin users will not see or have access to these options. Admin user can start their setup. Just go to Setting, Integration. Toggle on the e-invoice integration function. Setup screen. There are 8 steps that user to configure after enabling integration. Steps 1. Company information mapping. Confirm company details, name, registration number, TIN, and business type. Configure invoice preferences, whether the company allow or restrict consolidated invoices. User can select group invoices by branch or location if consolidation is enabled, or select no grouping. Set start dates for invoice submission and specify production or trial environment on this setup. Trial environment is for user to testing and get familiar with the entire process. After that, user can switch the trial mode to actual mode, which is the production environment mode. Once users start with production environment mode, they cannot switch back to trial environment, and all the invoices in trial environment also will be removed once user select the production environment. Therefore, user can resubmit again their invoice. Step 2. Classification of items and accounts. This step is allowing user to add their selling product or services with the indication of item classification. This classification listing is also from eInvoice requirement. After added the classification, user required to click on the button, link item with this code, or link account with this code, to link their products with the classification by selecting the items and click Assign. Step 3. Payment mode mapping. User required to map all their payment method with the payment code that classified by eInvoice. Step 4. Document type. There is no action required from user at this stage. This step is just showing the information for user to understand how's the document type mapping with the eInvoice system. Therefore, the accounting system will automatically map the document type according to eInvoice requirement. Step 5. Tax type. If user business only applies GST or SST, the system already auto-mapping the tax with the eInvoice tax categories. Therefore, user not required to add again. However, if user business also imposed any other tax or custom tax, these tax codes require manual mapping to the appropriate eInvoice tax type from the option list. Step 6. No consolidation item. If the company selling any item is not allowed to include in the consolidated eInvoice, this step is to allow user to configure the exclusion items, which means our system will check and control by excluding the invoice that consists of these items when generating the consolidated eInvoice. For example, certain items may be restricted from being included in consolidated invoices. These must be configured in advance. Option 1. Adding the restricted item by stock item type. Option 2. Adding the restricted item by account type. The items that not allowed to include in the consolidated eInvoice, user can issue individual sales invoice to the customers. Step 7. Unit of measurement mapping. This step is to map the UOM types that predefined by user with the eInvoice UOM code based on the original UOM setup by the user in our accounting system. User can just click on the Auto Match button, and the system will auto-mapping the UOM. However, if user encounter any missing mappings for the UOM codes, user required to map this manually. If the user UOM types is not able to find or map with the eInvoice UOM codes, user required to redefine their UOM type. Step 8. Info page. Basically, this is only an info page that providing user the source of URL to get more relevant info about the eInvoice requirement. For example, the country code, currency code, MSIC code, state code, unit of measurement. Last step, dry run testing. The dry run process is allowing the user to do a trial and testing with the eInvoice portal environment. Basically, this try run will create a dummy invoice to the user after they set up accordingly. The dummy invoice will create it in the custom portal. This process allows user to check or validate all their mapping setup so that they can provide feedback on mapping errors or missing configurations to ensure the successful integration before live transactions. Thank you for following along.